Welcome back. This is the 11th lecture on number theory. In last lecture, I have introduced Fermat's theorem. I hope all of you have gone through. Please go through it at first because it is very useful for future. Let's see one example by using Fermat's theorem. Solve the linear congruence 5x is congruent to 3 modulo 17. Since GCD of 5, 17 equal to 1, then by Euler's theorem 5 to the power 16 congruent to 1 modulo 17. Okay. For this, we can multiply it both sides 5 to the power 15. Then the equation will be okay. Then 5 to the power 16 on left side and 5 to the power 15 on right hand side. Okay. And by Euler's theorem 5 to the power 16 congruent to 1 modulo 17. That means this is congruent to 1. That implies x congruent to 5 to the power 15 times 3 modulo 17. Okay. 5 to the power 15 we can write it 125 to the power 5 times 3 with modulo 17. Okay. And 125 with modulo 70 will be 6. 6 to the power 5 times 3 with modulo 17. Okay. This is congruent to 36 times 36 times 18 modulo 17. Okay. And in modulo 17, 36 is congruent to 2. That means it will be 2 times 2 times and 18 is congruent to 1. 1. With modulo 17. That means this will be congruent to 4 modulo 17. That imply x congruent to 4 modulo 17. Okay. This example is very important. You can solve any linear equation by this method. Okay. One question of CSR net is the unit digit of 2 to the power 100 is. This is very important question, not only CSR net, every competitive exam. Let's see at first what is the unit digit. In 4, 5, 6, 7, what is the last digit? The last digit is 7. In 443, what is the last digit? The last digit is 3. Okay. Other way, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can write this number 4 times 1000 plus 5 times 100 plus 6 times 10 plus 7. Okay. If I will apply mod 10 on this number, what you will get? Since 10 divides 1000, this will be 0. Since 10 divides 100, this will be also 0. Since 10 divides 10, this will be also 0. So the remainder will be 7 with modulo 10. Congruent to 7 modulo 10. Okay. That means if you want to find the unit digit for any number, only thing you require just you apply modulo 10. If you need last 2 digit number, you can apply it modulo 100. If you need last 3 digit number, you can apply modulo 1000. Okay, this is the method. Now let's come back the question. The unit digit of 2 to the power 100. We all of us know 2 congruent to 2 modulo 10. Okay, and 2 to the power 4 is congruent to 6 modulo 10. Okay, if you square both sides, what you will get? Then 2 to the power 8, this will be 36, which is also congruent to 6. That means this will be 6 with modulo 10. Okay. If we again apply square, then it will be 2 to the power 16 is congruent to 6 modulo 10. Okay. Then 2 to the power 32 is congruent to 6 modulo 10. If you apply square both sides. If again apply square, then it will be 2 to the power 64, which is also congruent to 6 modulo 10. Okay. If you square again, then you will get 2 to the power 128 congruent to 6 modulo 10. But in that question given 2 to the power 100. So we have to stop here. Now the property, we all of us know, if A congruent to B modulo n and C congruent to D modulo n, then AC congruent to BD modulo n. Okay. Here 2 to the power 100, then by these rules we can apply 2 to the power 32 times 2 to the power 64, which is also congruent to 6 times 6 means 36. That means 6 with modulo 10. Okay. These imply 2 to the power 96 is congruent to 6 modulo 10. But question 2 to the power 100. So we have to need 2 to the power 4. That means 2 to the power 100 equal to 2 to the power 96 times 2 to the power 4, which is congruent to 6 times 6 modulo 10, which is also congruent to 6 modulo 10, right? This is the last digit of 2 to the power 100, 6. That means the answer will be 6. Okay? Well, now I am going to consider couple of number theoretic function. I am going to consider this function tau function. Tau function, what is tau n? Tau n equal to number of positive divisor of n, including one and n. Okay. Sometimes this function is also called D function. Okay. That means tau function is how many number of positive divisor have. Okay. Now the new function is sigma n function. Sigma n function is sum of all positive divisor of n. The sum of positive divisor of n. Okay. Let us consider one example. Let n equal to 8. Then number of divisor are 1, 2, 4, 8. Okay. That means tau 8 equal to 4. And what is sigma 8? Sigma 8 equal to 1 plus 2 plus 4 plus 8. This is equal to 15. Okay. If P is any prime number, P is prime number, then tau P equal to 2, because only 1 and P is the divisor of any prime number. Okay. And sigma P equal to 1 plus P. Okay. Well, what will be tau of 2 to the power n? Tau of 2 to the power n equal to 1, 2, 2 square up to 2 to the power n. That means tau of 2 to the power n equal to n plus 1. Well, now I will see formula for finding number of positive divisor. Well, we all of us know the fundamental theorem of prime factorization. What is the theorem? Any number we can write power of prime factor. Any number we can write power of prime factor. Okay, and we can choose this p1 to the power alpha 1 plus 1 times. Similarly, p2 to the power alpha 2 we can choose alpha 2 plus 1 times up to alpha n plus alpha r plus 1 times. Okay, that means we choose n alpha 1 plus 1 times, alpha 2 plus 1 times up to alpha r plus 1 times. Okay, this will be summation I equal to 1 to n alpha I plus 1. Okay, and this is the tau n of any number. Okay, let's see one example. What will be tau 180? 180 equal to 18 times 10. This is also equal to 2 times 3 square times 2 times 5. That means this is also equal to 2 square times 3 square times 5. That means by this formula tau 180 equal to 2 plus 1 times 2 plus 1 times 1 plus 1, and this is equal to 18. Okay, right. Then what will be sigma to the power p1 to the power alpha 1, p2 to the power alpha 2 up to pr to the power alpha? Okay, this will be 1 plus p1 plus p1 square up to p1 to the power alpha 1 times 1 plus p2 plus up to p2 to the power alpha r times up to 1 plus pr plus pr to the power alpha r. Okay, and this is GP series, this is a GP series, this is a GP series. That means this will be p1 to the power alpha 1 plus 1 minus 1 over p1 minus 1 times p2 to the power alpha 2 plus 1 minus 1 over p2 minus 1, because this is GP series, up to pr to the power alpha r minus 1 over pr minus 1. Okay, this is the formula. Let's see one example also. What will be number of divisor of any number look like p square cube? Number of divisor will be 2 plus 1, 1 plus times 1 plus 1 equal to 3 times 2, this is equal to 6. And sum of divisor equal to sigma to the power p square q equal to p cube minus 1 over p minus 1 times q cube minus 1 over q minus 1. Okay, this is equal to p minus 1 times p square plus p plus 1 over p minus 1 times q minus 1 times q square plus q plus 1 over q minus 1. That means this is equal to p square plus p plus 1 times q square plus q plus 1. Okay? Well.